to be creating and interpreting and reading pictographs. A pictograph is a survey that they made into a picture graph. That's just what it calls. They make it into a picture graph so it's easy to read at a glance. There are a few rules to conducting a survey. And the reason why I'm going over these rules is because today, after you do your homework and you prove to me that you understand a pictograph, you will be able to create your own survey. You will be asking your classmates the survey and creating your own picture graph. So let's talk about how we're going to do that. First of all, the rules of a survey. You are taking a survey when you ask different people the same questions and record their answers. Follow these rules to get the information you want. So you need to follow these 3 rules to make sure that you are taking an appropriate survey. Make the questions clear and simple. For example, are you going to say, what is your favorite thing to eat and what is your favorite flower? Would that make sense on the same graph? No, you want to make your question clear and simple as possible. So your graphs probably only want one question. You need to do either what is your favorite flower or what is your favorite food. Ask each person the questions only once. Why should you ask the person the questions only once? Allie?
Because if you ask them more than once, you'll have inaccurate results.
Because if you ask them more than once, it's gonna, if one person gets 2 votes, it's gonna mess up your results. Exactly. Use tally marks to record each person's answer or response. Why are tally marks easy?
Because they're just questions.
Because they're just lines. You just do lines. So, we are going to take our own survey right now. My question is, 4th grade favorite ice cream flavors. I have already written the ice cream flavors for you. So do not tell me that your favorite flavor is Rocky Road, because that's not one of my choices. I already came up with your choices to make my survey easier. Chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, cookie dough, mint chocolate chip. Be thinking in your head what your favorite ice cream flavor is. You don't have to raise your hand because I'm going to ask everybody. Let's start with Jaden. What's your favorite flavor? Strawberry. ENR, what's your favorite flavor? Jose, what's your favorite flavor?
Cookie dough.
Brindley, what's your favorite flavor?
I'm thinking a little bit because I'm not really deciding.
Sure, I'll come back to you. Ruth, what's your
Cookie
favorite
dough.
flavor? Allie.
Cookie dough.
Andrew.
Cookie dough.
Seeing if there's any. Kaylee.
Still thinking.
Okay, Casey.
Cookie dough. Oh yeah.
All right, Hunter.
Cookie dough. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Killian.
Cookie dough.
All right, we're getting too silly. Eli.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. I like someone who knows what they like and they don't follow the crowd. I like that. Parker.
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
I love cookie dough.
Okay, Ian C. Now I have to come back. Brindley, what's your favorite?
Cookie dough. Oh yeah.
Okay, Kaylee, I'm coming back to you.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. All right, I have conducted my survey. I have made a tally chart so I know in 4th grade what the favorite ice cream flavors are. So now I'm going to take this data that I've made and I'm going to take this tally chart and I'm going to turn it into a pictograph. Looking at my chart, what's my title? What's my title? Andrew, what's my title? 4th grade, favorite ice flavors. Why is it important to have a title? Jaden.
So
You know what you're deciding. This could be ice cream sales. This could be ice cream
toppings.
toppings. Yeah, it could be anything else. So it's important to have a title. So if anybody walks in this room, if Mr. Holshoff, our principal, walked into this room right now, he'd be able to look at the board, look at the chart, and know right away, oh, they're talking about 4th grade's favorite ice cream flavors. That is important to know.
What about the key?
Each ice cream, we're going to talk about the key in a second, that's important too. Each ice cream is a title. What do we know to do with titles? Each ice cream flavor is a title. What do we know to do with titles, Kaylee? Capitalize them. You're going to capitalize each one. And when you do your own pictograph today, that is going to be important. I want you to capitalize your titles. I'm going to say that one more time. Capitalize your titles because you will lose points if you do not have them capitalized. But they are, all of our flavors are titles. Okay. So, Haley pointed out the key. A pictograph uses pictures. So, I'm going to use, hold on. I am going to use a picture. I know. My copy and paste got messed up a little bit.
Oh dear. Goodness gracious.
4th grade. Okay, ice cream. What should each ice cream cone, for our survey that we did, we have 2, 2, and 10.
Stand for 1.
What should our ice cream cone equal? 2, 2, and 10. Allie.
2.
Each ice cream cone could equal 2, right?
1.
That would be, you could do 1. You would just have a long line of cookie dough. You would have 10 ice cream cones, so you could do 1. But 2 works too because we have 2, 2, and 10. So let's start with chocolate.
2.
Our key says each ice cream cone is equal to 2.
So 1. 1 it was.
So I'm going to do,
That's vanilla. That's vanilla.
I'm going to do 1.
Oh, that's vanilla.
Strawberry. How many did we have for strawberry? 2. So I'll do 1. Vanilla. How many do we have for vanilla? 0.
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough. How many do we have for cookie dough?
5. 10, but we need 5. 10, but
Right.
5.
We had 10 people, so we need 5.
That's only 4.
What's the problem with this?
It's too big.
What's the problem with what I just did?
It's bigger than the rest.
Allie?
It's a lot bigger, and it takes up more room because the rest of it equals more. And so it's not bigger, but so people might think it's going to equal more because it's bigger than that, like
Exactly. I made it so big that we can't see the key anymore, but our key said that this small ice cream cone equals 2.
And there's no key.
And then all of a sudden there's a huge ice cream cone. So you think, is that worth 50? Is that worth 100? I don't know. I don't know what that giant ice cream cone is worth. But it's different than the key and it's different than the other ones. So, do you see the importance of when you pick your picture of keeping it all the same?
Yes.
All the same. And do you see that it wouldn't make sense if I had ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, pickle? So you need to keep your pictures the same size and the same picture. This is important. Okay. I'll delete that. So now we have 5. Is this easy to read?
Yes.
Yes. At a glance, can you tell me what the favorite ice cream flavor is? At a glance, Casey, what's the favorite classroom ice cream flavor?
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough. At a glance, what two flavors have the same number of votes? At a glance, what two flavors have the same number of votes? Kaylee.
Chocolate strawberry.
Chocolate strawberries.
Chocolate and strawberry. It's not mixed together.
Chocolate and strawberry have the same number of votes. Do vanilla and mint chocolate chip also have the same number of votes?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the same number of 0 votes.
Chocolate chip and vanilla are the same. Chocolate and strawberry are the same. Cookie dough is.
All right, do I have any other questions over this chart before we go sit in our seats? Andrew,
Will you print it?
will I print it? No, we don't need it.
Can you make one to come to life so I can eat it?
All right, let's head back to our seats, and I want you to open your books to 240.
What book?
Open your books to 240, and we are going to continue to practice pictographs.
Yeah. Do you have to have pictographs or can you do any graph?
Well, there's different kinds of graphs, right? So a bar graph gives you different information. A pictograph is a survey that you turned into an easy to follow chart. So we're going to talk about the different graphs and why we use different graphs, okay? That's part of our unit, but for right now we're just doing pictographs and bar graphs. They have dogs in show. And you see that they did the tally chart? Yeah. And then they turned their tally chart into a pictograph. Can somebody read the key for me? What did they choose for their key? Because the first thing I do when I look at a pictograph is always look at the key first. Brinley, can you read the key for us?
Key. Each dog bone equals 10 dogs. Each half dog bone equals 5 dogs.
Okay, so now we know what each bone represents, what each bone is. So, what were the most? What's our mode? Where are the most dogs? What category has the most dogs? Bruce?
Working.
Working dogs. Which one has the least amount of dogs? Allie? Toy. All right, now here's a question, and we talked about median a little bit, just a little bit earlier. What does median mean? And we talked about how we have done average before, and average means mean. Median is different. What is median? Jaden? The middle. How can we find the middle of this information? How do we find the middle? What do we need to do first? Hunter?
Add them all together and then divide it about amount.
That's how you find average. That's how you find your mean. We want to know the median. How do we find the middle of our information? What do we need to do first? You guys have done this before. I know you've done this before, but we just have to kind of remember because we haven't done it in a long time. What do we need to do first? If we want to find the middle, we need to put our numbers in order. What are we going to put our numbers in order by? Flip it around. Yeah, ENC, what do we need to put how do we put our numbers? Ooh, like it's yes, we are going to put our numbers in order from least to greatest. So we said toy had the least. How many were in the toy group?
5.
Ooh. All right, what's our next
Non-sporting.
Hello, my name is Sarah Parm, and you just watched my video on pictographs. First of all, I am very fortunate to have a small class with few behavior issues. The biggest issue we have with this class is that they are all friends and they all like to talk, which is a blessing and a curse because you can use this to your advantage using shoulder partners and small groups. However, with this lesson, reading pictographs, I needed their attention to be on me in my lecture. I anticipated behavior and planned for it by having everything ready to go before the students even walked into the room, because if you're looking for a piece of paper, that's when they're going to start chatting and you're going to lose them. So this was filmed after morning recess, and I had everything ready to go and just asked students as they came in to take a seat on the floor in front of the smartboard. I had the tally chart pre-made with the 5 flavors of ice cream, so we did not waste time chatting about ice cream. I had the Word document and clip art selected and the picture copy and pasted so the pictograph could be made quickly and easily. However, you will see that when I went to copy and paste the ice cream cone for the first time, students start chatting because my cooperating teacher had actually copy and pasted the word correction during recess while we were outside. And so I had to kind of backtrack and redo that ice cream cone. But since I already knew what ice cream cone I wanted and how I wanted it to look on the chart, it did not take very long. And I was able to get students back together by just saying fourth grade, we're still listening. So and also I thought demonstrating a survey, tally chart, and pictograph as a class was the best way to introduce this new topic to the class. By allowing each student to answer about their flavor, it allowed for some interaction and engagement in this new topic. During the transition from floor to seat, I already gave students direction to open their books to page 240, so they weren't waiting on their next instruction. They knew we were continuing and what was expected of them once they reached their seats. A few challenges that arose. Students were chatty and they're easily excited. There were a few times I had to pause and say, fourth grade, and they stop talking and calm down pretty quickly when you do that. During the tally chart demonstration, students started saying cookie dough. I just reminded them that they were getting too silly and that behavior stopped. I try not to call out single students for behavior, but this is something I'm continuing to work on. All in all, I wanted to show the transition from one place to another, and I think that it was successful in this video. In the future, I may let the students come up to the survey and have a student use one of the pins from the smartboard to do the tallies for me for the class. This way I get more student involvement and I don't have to be behind the desk so much. I also noticed that I flip-flop between saying pictograph and pictograph. I need to work on my math verbiage and also my confidence, because I already know that math is probably the subject area that I struggle with the most when teaching. I love science, I love social studies, language arts, I love teaching grammar, but I do know that since I don't have that math verbiage and what do these students absolutely need to know and what are common mistakes that students make, I know that I just don't have the math verbiage and the confidence yet. You can hear me saying so often, and that is a nervous giveaway of mine. I will do this when I'm trying to think about what I want to say next. Students know when you aren't confident with a subject and they may stop paying attention, or behavior problems could happen from this. So that is definitely something that I will work on in the future. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed my lesson on pictographs. See you next time.